Hey everyone, MTaz here, and today, oh, there's a creepy guy behind me. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about this tier list because this was actually the community tier list for 3.0. And looking at it again, I already see quite a few things that I disagree with. Kuki Shinobu has actually risen in the ranks quite a bit, especially with Hyper Bloom. Kaching can absolutely slap, and when you throw her with Fischl and Nahida, she has some crazy DPS. And I think that we need to revisit this list going forward. We also have Nahida, we've got Nailu, and we've got Scaramouche coming, or the Wanderer coming. There's been some changes in the characters that are available, and I think that Nahida opens a lot of doors. Even someone like Ganyu, who already is very good, now with Nahida, you can do a permanent reverse melt comp that wasn't as accessible before. You don't even need Shangling if you didn't want to, and it's very interesting the way some different things have shifted. So, what we're gonna do is check out this sponsor.
My office is so lame. What if we could spice it up a little? Now this is looking epic.
Light Me sent the Fantasy Plus kit for me to deck out my house. There are a ton of ways you can customize your setup, and the lighting in my office before was just from those light bars, and the lighting on my face right now is those same light bars. With the Light Me Fantasy Plus set, you can get everything you need to take your setup to the next level. These are super simple to set up, and they're smart lights, allowing you to use your voice or your phone to control them. You can change the lighting, the brightness, the colors. You can make it pulse. You can make a dance party if you want. Or you can just get some chill vibes while you game. They've got strip lighting. They've got bar lighting. They can make you strip. Wait, what's that? You can't do that? The house party can be boppin'. The movie night popcorn poppin'. But all I know is your crib is going to be the nicest one out there. And you can save some money. With the link down below, you can get started with some Cyber Monday deals right now. This is one of the biggest sales they have ever had. So what are you waiting for? Jump in, get yourself some quality lighting. Enjoy the Fantasy Plus set, and make sure your setup doesn't look like trash. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into the content. So what we're going to do is a 3.3 community tier list. Now that things have changed, now that the characters are out, now that more testing has been done, and even new artifacts have been added to the game, I want to redo the list and get all of your input. That way, we go by the percentages. You know, Ayato goes where he goes, Child goes where he goes, and it can't be biased by myself. We will break this down, but I'm going to wait a couple of weeks after Scaramouche or Wanderer drops so that we have a good idea of what he can do. But also, Farazan, the new 4-star, also has some potential as an Animo booster. Maybe Xiao all of a sudden becomes this insane DPS because Farazan buffs him up, right? She's kind of like the Kujo Sara of Animo. So I am very interested in seeing how the list changes. I don't think it's going to be too crazy, maybe a couple things here and there, but Kaching being in the B tier, I think is an absolute sacrilege. I truly believe this is absolutely terrible. She should be way up here in the A tier minimum. She can do as similar damage or better than my Ayato, honestly, at this point. She's really good. And Kuki Shinobu, now that the EM is fitting into her kit better, she can hit pretty hard, and she can heal your team, and she can open up quite a few different doors. Kuki Shinobu, you know, she didn't really have a lot of value for me. In my opinion, I was like, yeah, B tier is fine. I'd even put her in the C tier. Well, that I don't think is accurate. I don't think that that's true. I would rather have her than Barbara. I would rather have her than a lot of different units. And, you know, the way that Aggravate and Quicken work, the fact that it adds a base amount of damage onto their abilities, someone like Kuki, who you're building maybe even to be a little bit more tanky so she can heal and you know, stay alive, she could still hit pretty damn hard with EM. And with units like Nahida able to transfer over EM, it just opens up a lot of different doors. Even the Melt and Vaporize teams with Nahida, you know, you can get 200-300 EM from Nahida. Like, well, it's 250 is the max, but like 250 EM is nothing to sneeze at. And if you're throwing it on a Shang Ling or you're throwing it on your child or something like that, it's a lot of freaking damage. So I would like to revisit this as soon as we can. And, I know that I keep saying it. I understand that there's no end game, but I still think that it's important as a community to talk about these things so that people don't get baited into building a character they shouldn't or not building a character they should. If someone sees this tier list, they're thinking, it's Kaching, she's a B tier. I see someone else here that's on the A tier and better. I just don't think that's okay. And, looking at Albedo here, he has EM, he's Geo. Like, does he deserve to be in the A tier and Kaching in the B tier in the current state of the game? I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm not sure I can really accept that. So that's pretty much it for me. That's all I'm really going to say. I hope that we get a lot of entries. The last one we did, I think I just did a community post. I'd have to look at like the MTashed channel. I'm pretty sure I did a community post and I linked to it somewhere in here. Yeah, the community tier list. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see all the answers, but we essentially just did this. Community tier list, do your entry. Do you want D-Luke to be an S tier? You just put him in the S tier. You want Diona to be in the B tier? You put her in the B tier. I'm going to have to redo this one, but it'll give me all the percentages of where people were thriving and vibing and doing well. So that's pretty much it for me.